Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and I figured I'd come to you live here with a first impressions video on the brand new summer anime, the first episode of which I just got done watching. I believe it's pronounced Kakegurui. It's pretty raucous, sexy, psychotic first episode that kept me engaged thoroughly from beginning to end. And it's definitely a contender for one that I'll be watching. I don't know if I'm going to be reviewing it. I might even take to posting Facebook posts about it, as I did a video the other day talking about was something I was doing lately. But I really enjoyed this first episode for all of its insanity. And it's basically, the sons and daughters of the elitist of the elite in a private academy where they take gambling utmost seriously. I mean, they gamble hardcore style, if you know what I'm saying. And so from right out of the gate, we're introduced to our narrator, Ryota, who is having his ass handed to him by this blonde psycho bitch by the name of Satomi Mary, who looks kind of like, given that she is, given to outbursts, psychotic outbursts, and crazy facial expressions and everything, she kind of looks like Harley Quinn, but without the makeup. And so she's handing this guy his ass, completely wiping the floor with him, thus making him, her dog, her slave. And we see him later in the episode cowering under a table, being a footrest for Satomi Mary as she's going on to wipe the floor with other such, students and everything in this academy. So enter then at that point in the episode the new girl on the block, a transfer student in the form of the raven-haired Jambi, who, she's immediately psycho as well. Because she's turned on and getting off on the idea of actually having that risk, that gambling risk. And so, of course, Satomi Mary, being the reigning queen and the reigning champion overall, she sees fit to put Jambi to the test on her first day in class. They completely switched the class into like a gambling den in the blink of an eye. And, Satomi Mary's going to have at Jambi for all intents and purposes. They play this game of card-drawn rock, paper, scissors. The other, surrounding students are drawing the little fists, the little scissor hands, the little open palms, denoting this iconography on these cards, and they're putting it in a box in the back of the room. And the entire first half of this game, where they're playing just with monetary chips, sees Jambi, if you've ever seen the Mel Gibson movie Maverick, which was based on the 1950s Western TV show of the same name, she's mostly, Jambi's observing the tells, trying to pick up on any tells that, Satomi Mary might have, and she's not really denoting any because Mary has this whole game one-sided to her benefit. But it's like, how? How is that working to her benefit? And there is a way that Jambi eventually, perceives, she realizes what's going on, and she completely ups the ante to an insane amount. She drops 10 million yen in cash, giant bundles of cash on the table before her, completely discombobulating Satomi Mary. She's like, what are you even doing? Are you nuts? Even though she knows she's probably likely to win, even Satomi Mary's calling her on the insanity of this, but Jambi's all cool and passive. Her eyes are glowing red. She knows exactly what she's doing, and she wins the day. And she ends up wiping the floor with Satomi Mary, making her indebted to Jambi, humiliating her in front of the entire class, all of which have been patsies, working toward helping, Satomi Mary win to begin with. And in the end, we see this great little rapport that has developed between Jambi and our narrator Ryota, because he's like apologetic toward her. He had a hand in, sort of helping Satomi Mary win and everything like that. And Jambi had picked up on that, had perceived that. But he was doing it just because he is now a slave to her. This is his role in this school. He's thinking about dropping out all told because he can't take it anymore. He owes so much money to Satomi Mary, and this is where Jambi shows that she actually does have a heart amongst this psychosis, the thrill of the risk of gambling, because she gives Ryota some money and says, here, thank you for helping me out, even though he didn't realize he was helping her when she figured out what his role was in helping Satomi win, try to win. So it's just really, it's pitched, it's insane. I love the animation. They could dial back on the color red a little bit, but I love all the crazy psychotic facial expressions, the raucous vibe of it. I was riveted from beginning to end with this first episode. It was thoroughly enjoyable, and I definitely hold it as a high contender for one I will be continuing to watch. It's kind of like reminding me of Food Wars, Shokugeki no Soma, in how riveting it was and exciting it was. And that's kind of what this first episode was for me. But I don't feel like it's going to be one I'm going to want to necessarily talk about episodically in review coverage. It all depends if something big happens and how I feel after every episode. I might end up adapting and adopting it to my making little mini reviews over on my Facebook account, that kind of thing, which I did a video talking about, and you can either follow me there or not. It's completely up to you. You're free to do whatever you want along those lines. But anything that I'm talking about over there, if you're not following me, you're just going to miss out on. So, yeah, it was a kick-ass first episode. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Wanted to come on and talk to you guys about it, that I am definitely going to be watching it one way or the other, whether I'm reviewing it or not. And, yeah, so otherwise that'll be pretty much it for me on this. Hope this video finds you well, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.